When anybody in this hospital walks on the unit, they say, this place is just different. The vibe is different. The energy is calm and soothing and welcoming. And yes, it's busy and there can be people who are really struggling with their illnesses, but you still have that overall sense of, this is a really good place to be.
It's really special what we do here. We create this environment where people can be themselves and can come into themselves.
When someone drives up, they see the rainbow chairs, they see a rainbow flag. That symbol in and of itself is a welcoming symbol that says, you know, we are a unit that is going to be safe.
The unit was designed to be very open and transparent. So there's this really kind of great flow that happens.
It flows, it's kind of wavy, you know, it's just got curves to it.
Every little bit of it, where are the areas for privacy and where are the areas for group communication and individual treatment, and the color scheme and the materials. It was all designed with the patient care in mind.
And then we have things that are specific to our unit, like gender-neutral bathrooms.
We have this amazingly spectacular place, but that's not why it's wonderful, because there's an energy on the unit.
I think creativity is a big part of it, and I think it's a big part of healing.
There's art happening on the unit all the time. Patients gravitate to using that as a form of expression.
Sometimes the most meaningful learning experiences are through each other. Everybody who is on the unit is either LGBT themselves or wholly supportive and affirmative.
We had a 16-year-old and an 80-year-old, and they just sat and talked, and they were best friends, yeah, interacting on that kind of level, and it was incredible.
There are a lot of challenges for folks. There are barriers to care, especially for people in the LGBT community. People are resistant to access care. Lots of times they have to educate their own providers about what it is to be LGBT. So we help take away some of those barriers.
It's the triple stigma, the stigma around mental health right now. People who identify also are discriminated against, and there are stigma and stereotypes, and there are also those about addiction. So if you are somebody who identifies with all three of those things, you really have so many struggles to overcome.
We see patients suffering from a full range of mental illness, a lot of mood disorders and depression and anxiety. We work with a lot of patients who are struggling with addictions. We have psychiatrists, social workers, nursing staff, and mental health care workers, all who all directly interact with the patients. So we do medical detox, so we can get people safely detoxed. There's a lot of supportive psychotherapy.
The emphasis on individuality and respect for an individual and where they're at creates this really healing environment.
Somebody told me this even before I came to work here. They made this comment, and I found it to be true. For some people, the best they will ever be treated in their life is when they're a patient here. Personally, I try to keep that as sort of my philosophy in working here.
We ask everybody, what is your preferred gender? We don't assume, we want to ask you. The best example was an older person, and this person broke down and cried and said, in my 60+ years, no one's ever asked me that. And I've never, ever said that out loud. The reason that it happened so brilliantly is because it's genuine. You can sniff out a phony a mile away, and when someone comes up and shakes your hand and is very formal and welcome to our unit and we want to take care of you, and it doesn't feel like that. It's, come on in, you're here, you're one of us. Sit down and relax, you don't have to worry about anything for a little while because we're going to help you get through this. There's some part of that human-to-human understanding that happens between every staff and every patient.
For those people who've just come out and they're struggling with it and their families are struggling with it, to be able to help them and really feel like when they're walking out that door, they are headed in a positive direction it's clearly moving. It means a lot to me.